bucket first started, and it started over 5,000 years ago. And so the whole purpose of a bucket was, if a guy was up on a hill and he wanted some water, and we couldn't get the guy some water, or the guy couldn't get down and get the water, we can put the water in a bucket, and we can get that bucket to that guy, and that water pretty much gave that guy life. And in some instances, the bucket was used to put out fires. And so my thing with empty the bucket, I believe if you give everything you got, and everything you're a part of, by giving everything you got, it's kind of like the quote that says, the harder you work, the harder it is to surrender, meaning the harder it is to give up, the harder it is to stop, the harder it is to give in. And so if you give everything you got to everything you're involved in, the only way you're able to live a full life is if you empty the bucket. And so at the end of every day, our tank should be on E, and the next day, our buckets should be full. And so the only way we can go back to the source is if we empty our bucket. We can never go back to the source, and the source of God, with our bucket full and get replenished and get a new mindset and get a new spirit and get a fresh anointing. And so when I empty my bucket every day, I know the next day when I wake up, my bucket will be back full. But the way I empty my bucket is if I can empty my bucket and give everything I got, and it gives you life. If I can empty my bucket and give everything I got, and it puts out a fire in your life. If I can empty my bucket and give everything I got, and it inspires you. If I can empty my bucket and give everything I got, and it empowers you, my job is done with the way that I live my life. But the thing we have to understand, in order to live a full life, you have to empty your bucket. But the thing I can guarantee you about emptying your bucket, your family's life will be made richer, your workplace will be made richer, and you as a person, when you look in the mirror at night, you will have this fulfillment, and you will have this joy, and you will have this peace that comes over you, and you will say, man, I gave everything I had today. It wasn't about my circumstance, it wasn't about the opposition, it wasn't about pleasing my boss, it was about me taking pride in what I do and the person that I am, and giving everything I got to everything I'm involved in.